If you decide to become a sales QB, what happens in the first 30 days? The answer, of course, is quite a bit. But in the following order, here's what we do. The first thing is we want to make you look like a sales QB and a professional sales QB. Then we'll build an ecosystem for future referrals. We'll generate some leads. We'll drive those into what we call a virtual cup of coffee or our Join Me presentation. And then we'll do the audit process, which leads to closed business. Everything I discuss in this video is covered in depth in our training portal, so I'll go through it quickly. But to create your professional experience, we're going to start with either getting a bio on salesqb.com, or if you want to do your own website, you're certainly entitled to do that. I don't think you need to. I think a landing page with your bio and contact info on salesQB can do you just as much, in some cases more good, than having your own, but you're allowed to do that. Secondly, we want to get your LinkedIn up to speed. You've got to have, the proper skill endorsements, the proper written endorsements. You need a custom background. We need to make sure that you look like a sales QB and a credible one on LinkedIn, and we'll show you how to do that. Third, something along the lines of a business card. If you don't have one, we've got a template for sales QB that you can use, but something that says that, yes, I'm in this business and I'm a sales QB. And lastly, we want to get you what we call micro scripts. And it's something along the lines of an elevator pitch, but they're more than just an elevator pitch. There's 5 or 10 of them that we'll need to quickly convey what salesQB does in a manner that is not only important but memorable, in particular to our referral partners. In order to get your LinkedIn where it needs to be, most people need to work for about half an hour a day for a month to get their LinkedIn really being the asset that it can be. And the good news is LinkedIn is an asset, and you'll have that the rest of your life, so it's worth the investment. But count on half an hour a day for a month in order to do that. Then we'll move on to building your ecosystem. And here's what we mean by that. We do something very unique, and in most markets it has no competition. Who else does fractional sales management? No one. So it's memorable. And referrals are easy to get for something that is laser focused like what we have. So what we want to do is get potential referral partners to know, like, and trust us. So we built tools to help do that. We've got a system, an actual networking system that we use, building a referral group that is kind of the opposite of a bad version of BNI. No card flipping. We're trying to build know, like, and trust, and we actually have a process and a system to do that. So one of the things you want to do early is recruit people for this group or find other groups to join. And we'll go out after PEOs and bankers and attorneys and accountants and maybe even sales consultants or marketing companies, people that can sell into the same crowd. Who sells different stuff to the same people? That's our ecosystem that we want to build, and we've got a process by which we do that. And then we want to make it easy for those people to refer us, and really we focus on trust building in order to make that happen. Next, we'll generate some interest, and we'll do that by the leads that we provide. Now, fair warning, it usually takes us 30 days to build those leads. We're not sitting on a pile of leads in your market. They wouldn't be fresh. So we're going to have to go get them, and it usually takes the full 30 days. So we're running 30 days in arrears on that, but there's 11 methods by which we generate leads. That's only one of them. Some of the other things that people typically do in the first 30 days, you can work LinkedIn, both your network, the ecosystem you build, and things like posting on our blog. You're welcome to write a blog post. We'll put it on salesQB. You should then post that on LinkedIn if you're inclined to do that. Now, frankly, most people don't, but it's an awfully good idea. But you can work LinkedIn to get leads. Our recommendation is that you work the referrers on LinkedIn, not the end companies. We always say barrels, not fish. Find the barrels that the fish are in. Don't focus on finding the fish. And the PEOs, banks, etc., already have all the clients that you need. We just need to get them to refer them. You can work your existing network, and that includes everyone from your next door neighbor. Everybody knows someone that owns a business. I do recommend at the beginning that you go to some of the good networking events. I know you don't want to do it, neither do I. I don't do it anymore, and you don't have to long term. But the aggressive bankers, the aggressive PEOs, the people that are out there hunting for business are at those events, and those are the ones that you want to connect with, so it's easy to find them there. Doing educational events, education-based marketing is a great way to connect. So for instance, if you find a 15 or 20 person accounting firm, you ask them, well, what kind of an educational program do you have for your clients? And of course the answer is We don't have one. We're a 20-person accounting firm. We'll take some of the content that we've got and do a presentation on LinkedIn management, or one of my favorites is sales management for busy business owners. And you may go, well, why would you do that, Jim? Why would you go teach them how to do sales management? Because I know they don't have the time to actually do it. So all I'm doing is making a laundry list of all the things that they won't have time to do and need to hire me to do for them. The other thing that some people do, if you're so inclined, is public speaking. Chambers are always looking for speakers. Industry groups are looking for speakers. We can work together on webinars if you want to do that. We've got all the hosting software to go to webinar and things like that. But those are great ways to build business as well if you're so inclined to do that. Then you'll focus on closing these leads into your program. And we do that by first pushing people into what we call a virtual cup of coffee or a join me meeting. It's 10-15 minutes where you are vetting them and they are vetting you. It might surprise you, because it did surprise me, how easy it is to push people into this virtual cup of coffee. And what my premise is as to why is it's unique what we do. It could be, an accountant will very easily take your call to hear about this because they don't know about it and they need to know about it. So they'll take your call and do a quick meeting. So as long as you manage their time expectations and keep it short, you can't get through it in 10-12 minutes, you can throw it out there. And so usually we just throw a fastball down the middle. Here's what fractional sales management is. Here's how it helps companies. Is this something you and I should sit down and talk about? And you can do a modified version for an accountant, but it's still the same thing. We should sit down and talk about this. I may be able to refer you business. You may be able to refer me business, but you certainly should know how we do this and how it's different from other things out there in the marketplace. From that virtual cup of coffee, we drive them into about an hour-long meeting for gathering of information to do the audit. But to the customer, it's got to be better than just help me sell you. So we'll sprinkle a little love, tell them some things that we think they can do to improve their sales system. But mostly what you're doing is figuring out, how do you sell stuff around here? And then that will enable you to answer the 34 questions on the audit. At that meeting, at the end, you upsell into that $500 audit. You take about a week to prepare it. It'll take you 5 minutes in the software, but I want the client to think you're working hard. So take about a week to do that. Come back with the audit. Do a debrief, which is part of the $500 that they do. Go through your punch list of what you would do to improve their sales and blow the top of their head off because it's so long and cumbersome. And then you simply offer them, do you think you should get started on this overwhelming list, or would you rather engage me to do it for you? Let them make the right choice and hire you. And that's how we do it.